Hello and welcome back to Path of Radiance 0% Gross. We are about to do Chapter 12, A Strange Land. Looking at the summary screen. So, as with last chapter and as I plan to do going forward, I will be pausing and then coming back. So I will be right back. Alright, we're back in the base. Hopefully I can find a way to make that transition less awkward going forward. Anyway, so, what do we have to talk about? I don't think there were any supports, that we unlocked. We don't have any XP to distribute, so pretty much just item stuff, which, so I forged a lance, called Jack for Jill, who we're going to recruit this chapter. Titania does need a replacement for her axe, but she doesn't actually do that much fighting in this chapter, which I'll go over when we get there. But yeah, there's just not like a ton of fighting in this chapter in general. I think honestly that's all that there really is to say. Oh, we got Soth. Right. There's an info conversation where you can recruit Soth. So let's talk about Soth. Soth actually has, for a level 1 thief, like pretty respectable bases. The problem is that he's a level 1 thief when you've got Volk over here at level 10 with much, much better stats. Now, Soth does have one advantage over Volk, which is he doesn't charge you 50 gold to open a lock. That doesn't really matter, but like in theory, if you knew that neither of them was going to see combat and you wanted to avoid paying that small amount of money, you could do it by using Soth instead of Volk. The other thing, of course, is that just having a second thief can be relevant in terms of just getting to certain chests or other items quickly. It doesn't come up often by any stretch, but like in the desert, I think it's relevant. It may be relevant in Chapter 13 on the ship. I'll have to see about that. I feel like normally I don't deploy Soth. I just deploy Volk, but I don't remember for sure. Anyway, I mean, so you know, having a second thief, it's not a bad thing, but yeah, he's less fragile than like Mist and Riss, and I guess he's less fragile than, like, Soren, Rolf. But, like, that's about it. I mean, maybe Ileana. But, I mean, the point is, he doesn't have a lot of durability, and, like, on top of that, he can't deal, like, any damage. Like, not only does he only have 5 strength, he has a 2 might weapon. Like, his attack is 7. Like, what? How are you ever gonna deal damage with this guy? He does have Blossom, and so, like, I almost feel like this is like a cruel trick the developers played on new players because, as you probably know if you're watching this, he can't ever actually promote. So, like, you can get him to level 20 and have him be all capped out, but he's still going to be bad, like, by the time you get him there because he can't promote. So he's going to be stuck with his, like, you know, tier 1 caps. The one thing you can do with that is if you train him up, like, you can transfer his stats to Radiant Dawn, except that, unlike other units where they get if they cap a stat, they get a +2 stat bonus in Radiant Dawn. In Soth's case, he gets a direct stat transfer, which actually means that some of his stats get lowered because some of his base stats in Radiant Dawn are above 20. So, yeah. He's just like, I don't know what they were thinking when they did this, but anyway, yeah, so he's not really very relevant. Alright, let's get out of here. Alright, so this is a seas map, and, sorry, a seas map, a route map. There are only 6 enemies on the map. Let's see, can we, see that here? Yeah, you can see there's only 6 enemies on the map. Well, that's not a lot, right? I mean, it's very unusual that you outnumber the enemy army at the beginning of the chapter. And what's more, there's only 4 reinforcements, so they don't ever, like, they can't really outnumber you unless you let one of your units die. So, I mean, that's very unusual. One But the problem is that it's on this. We're stuck on this boat. We have one flyer. Nobody else can get off the boat, and all of the enemies are flyers and go wherever they want. And a lot of them start like far enough away that we can't even get to them. And to tell the truth, this is quite possibly my least favorite chapter of Path of Radiance. It's just like I don't find it interesting. Like there's so few enemies. There's just not that much going on. And I was thinking, like, well, maybe in 0% growth it'll be more interesting, right? Because the enemies will be tougher, and so, like, fighting them will be tougher. And that's true, but it still doesn't make the chapter interesting, in my opinion. Like, it takes way too long to kill them all just because of how far away they are. If you have a strong enough Marcia and are willing to forego recruiting Jill, you can actually, like, have her basically, like, fly over and, like, kill the boss in, like, the first, like, turn. I want to say, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I guess it would be on the second turn. You'd need to... I guess you'd need to get this guy... I guess he gets to the ship, though. Yeah, I mean, if you're playing regular Ghost, you can, like, 2-turn the chapter, and it doesn't take so long. But if you want to recruit Jill, well, you'll see what the reinforcements do. Anyway, that's enough complaining, though. Let's get started with the chapter. Oh, I guess I should say who I'm bringing. Laith, Mordecai, Zahark, Ileana, Ike, Mist, Titania, Kieran, Riss, and Marsha. Honestly, like most of the units I'm bringing, it doesn't really matter. But... Alright, so I mentioned that, like, these units don't... You know, they start out of range. Unfortunately, Marsha... Oh, I didn't mention... I gave Marsha a Seraph Robe. And the reason I did that is because some of the Ravens can double her, and if she gets doubled multiple times, she dies at 24 HP, but at 31 she doesn't. And we do want her to be able to, like, take on multiple Ravens at once because of, like, the fact that she's the only one who can reach them until Jill shows up. Anyway, so, what I was going to say is, because we're waiting for Jill to show up, it doesn't really matter how fast we engage these enemies. That said, I am going to have Marsha get some damage on them early here. Putting her, like, just inside of these two, the range of these two. And then this guy will just let approach. We don't really have a lot of other options. Meanwhile, Laith is going to take on this guy. Come around here. You're going to come around here. Ake is going to get away from this guy. Our Mist and Riss, and we're gonna just put Kieran here, Titania here, and Mordecai over here. Oh, hello. Well, if Marsha does that with better timing later on in the chapter here, whoa. Oh, I guess the other guy, I didn't check to see whether he was doubling her, but I guess she actually would have died there despite the Seraph Robe. That's more enemy stat variance for you. Anyway, if she can do that with expert timing, like in Kung Fu fighting later on, then maybe we can save a turn. It's unlikely, but maybe. Alright, well, she can't attack this guy now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring this up here. then send Karen back to finish this guy off. He has Kanto. Not that getting him to the front of the ship is super important by any stretch, but... And... give this kill to Ileana. Look at that big bonus damage from the Wind Tome. Yeah. Okay. And as far as on this side, and I'm fine if this guy wants to attack. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna put Marcia here. So if you're not familiar with how this map works or how boats work in Path of Radiance in general, you can't attack like across this line, like from the boat to the sea, unless you're making a range attack. So you can't melee attack. So that means like if we stack our units up. So we're gonna have let's see, Zahark back up. We're gonna bring Riss forward, have him heal. But you'll notice, like, he can't attack where Zahark is standing because there's nowhere for him to attack from. Now you can attack Riss because he can circle around, but once we put Titania over there, although it would have been nice to heal her, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Oh, actually, let's get Ike out of the way. I guess I didn't really arrange my units correctly here. That's okay, it doesn't really matter. Now we can heal Titania. And the point is, because you can basically wall the Ravens off from your weaker units by just like lining them up on the edge of the ship. Alright, so now he's probably gonna attack Marcia, but that's okay. Not really the end of the world. Alright, here comes Jill. Unfortunately, she's quite far away. She won't reach us until turn after next. Which is pretty annoying. At this point, we've only got the boss left plus this guy, but unfortunately the boss doesn't move until... Is it turn 5? I think it's turn 5. So... And... I mean, we can try to lure him out with Marcia a little bit early, but she doesn't fare super well against him, so it doesn't help that much, because she can't really kill him. At least not quickly. I mean, I'm still going to do it, but it's... Like I said, it's not that helpful. Anyway, I think we'll just give this kill to Laith. Heal up Marcia. There are some reinforcements that are going to show up soon. I don't think she can get into range of them anyway. I think they are actually technically ambush spawns, although I guess I don't know if they attack on the turn that they show up or if they just move, but either way. Right, up here is where we ultimately want Ike. Who needs healing? Laith. Hey, Miss can use the men's staff now. And I did give her one. I think everyone's at full health. Whoops. Ah! Yep. Okay. Yeah, there's one of the reinforcements. Let's see, Marsha can't quite get to him. And so let's check out exactly what the math looks like here. 8 damage from this guy. And then he does 22, and she takes 12. So yeah, she'd get 1 rounded exactly by him if she didn't have the Seraph Robe. I think what we're actually gonna do is lure out the boss, but not engage that other guy. Let this guy come towards us. Jill will come towards here and talk to Ike. Everybody else pretty much can just hang out. Ow. My lance. That's corrosion going off, by the way, if you're not familiar. Okay, so we got Jill. So let's talk about Jill. Jill has 11 strength and 11 defense, which is pretty nice. She's not promoted yet, and we're definitely going to promote her, so those will get a little bit better. She's only got 9 speed, though. She's definitely on the weaker side. I haven't double-checked this yet, but I assume her speed will get bumped to 11, which is like... Well, it's the same as Mordecai, so it's like... it's serviceable, but she's not going to be doubling much even after she promotes. She's still a flyer, so like she's gonna do valuable things from that perspective. But I think she'll be able to use steel axes, or sorry, steel lances unencumbered when she promotes. Probably not steel axes. Yeah, I mean she's gonna be like better than Marcia in some cases, worse than Marcia in other cases, depending on how fast the enemies are, mostly. Like, she's got a little bit more bulk, well, discounting the Seraph Robe that I gave Marcia, and a little more power, but a little less speed. Really, it's only, assuming that it is +2 speed, she's only going to have 1 less speed, and she's only got 1 more strength and defense, so it's not, like, a huge difference. Marcia has quite a bit more res. I guess that's something. Alright, so... Oh, she can't reach the Seeker. Okay. That's fine. I assume this is not safe for Marcia. No, it is not. Okay, so what we're gonna do is... Ike is gonna trade Jill her new lance. Jill also has the Laguz Guard, so that halves damage. It actually halves damage from Laguz, unlike the Bayark Guard, which says it has damage from Bayark but doesn't. The difference with the Laguz Guard, or the thing that's confusing about the Laguz Guard is it doesn't show up in the battle preview. So it says 7 times 2, it's actually 3 or 4. I forget whether it rounds down or rounds up, but either way, it's... So she's only going to take about 7 damage. And then Seeker, is doing 4 more. So he's doing 11, so it's like, I think 6 times 2, maybe 5. So she can take hits from both of them, which is good, because that's what we want. So yeah, we're going to have her hit this guy. Oh, 3. Okay, good. Round down. So Seeker will only do 5 damage to her. That's cool. And then we actually could, if we wanted to have Marcia attack this guy, trade her the Laguz Guard. But the problem with that obviously is that then Jill doesn't have it. So instead, we're just gonna have Marcia use a vulnerary. there. And then I'm gonna put Mordecai up here. I'm gonna put Titania here. I guess we'll rescue Fake, because why not? Chris can... back up to there. You can back up to there. Oh, wait, that wasn't what I was supposed to do. Okay, whatever. Do it like this. Whoops. Okay. There comes another reinforcement. There comes another reinforcement. There is one yet to come. Oh, stop that. Okay, so this guy... So think the situation here... So, yeah, Jill cannot finish that guy off without Marsha's help. We'd really like somebody to be doing damage to this guy in enemy phase, although honestly, it may not matter. Let's see. He's got 11 defense, 23 attack. Yeah, it doesn't... maybe it does matter. Well, it doesn't matter if we can force this guy to attack Mordecai on enemy phase next turn. That would be difficult to achieve, but if we can do it and get some damage on him, basically it's either we have Jill attack the Seeker. Can this guy get up there? Yeah, okay. So could actually put, like, Lath here, let this guy attack Lath, and then... Mordecai here, and... Giran here, that maximizes how much damage, although if they don't kill, well, they'll kill. That's not a concern. So I think what we're gonna do, actually, is... have Jill come over here like this... Or maybe I should actually have her use the elixir. Let's see, how much damage does this guy do? 17. So, not a lot. Does he double? I assume he doubles. Yeah, he definitely doubles. Okay. So, he does 6 damage. So she uses a vulnerary. She still can't, like, attack next turn, but she doesn't necessarily need to. Yeah, I don't feel like this is important enough to bother using an elixir. Oh, I could have just put Marsha here. Why didn't I just do that? Why didn't I just do that? Well, I guess Marsha can go ahead and take this guy out. Should have done this the other way around. Should have put Marsha there. And then... been able to heal Jill. Oh well. Alright. So... how do we do this? I guess we just put Ike in Lathe spot. It's the easiest thing. I'm gonna do this. Yeah, looks good. Now, if I were the sort of person to rig a crit or two, rig crits on these guys, and end the chapter. I don't remember. There's one more reinforcement. Oh, he didn't show up yet. Okay, excellent. We can actually end it this turn. Oh, that's amazing. Okay. Brilliant. Alright, I managed to improve my solution. On my first recording attempt. That always feels good. And yeah, it didn't actually matter whether I put Jill there or Marsha. Did not matter. I assume Mordecai one-shots this guy. He does have a chance to miss. But we still don't need Titania. I want to heal with Riss. And attack with Ilyana. Okay. Bang. Oh, I didn't realize Mordecai was injured. Of course he was. Well, it's not like I could have healed him too. But in any case, there you have it. 7 turns. Yeah, not the most exciting map. I don't really think it would be possible to clear it any faster without recruiting Jill, although I say that having thought that I needed 8 turns before I recorded this, so... maybe... But, yeah, I mean, I guess if you, like I said, if you rigged crits or something, I don't know how you would do that. I don't even know if you can do that in Path of Radiance. I guess I would assume that you can. I just know how you do it in the GBA games. Either way, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time for another boat map, but what is, in my opinion, a much more interesting one in Chapter 13. So, until then.